So I say that to say that I've been just observing like some of the traps that we've been in, and I wanted to ask, from your point of view, have you seen any kind of research data or traps that our community has itself in through programs?
I'll be honest, bro. Like, I don't. I'm not necessarily in a position to expose myself to specific research. For me personally, the place that I operate from is more of a historical one. So it's like, I know people who don't have the best intentions for black people ain't gonna tell me what I need to know anyway. So I don't care about your research or your data.
And I think research is weaponized.
100%.
In the sense that it reinforces narratives that have been created a while ago, and it's just say, oh, we did a research in 2020,
right, so
2022.
So because they say that, the stuff that was written 10 years ago is outdated.
Yeah.
And we can't use that.
Yeah, so now we've got to go to
so
this year. So
research has been weaponized. So research has been weaponized. So, you know, it's like to say, oh, because the research has been updated, what happened in the past don't matter. But even without the research, we've got individuals that still use that notion to function. We've got people that still use that idea to function in society now because they don't want to look back, because it's too painful to look back. So I feel like what you have in society is you have people with their own agendas. And to kind of get away from the whole confusion with data and stuff, because obviously there is data to fit someone's narrative. Everyone has their agenda. The most important thing is, what is your agenda and what do you want for people who look like me? And even if you say you want what's best for people that look like me, I'd have to say, okay, so does that mean that we get to take back what's rightfully ours? And we come to a conscious decision whether we starve you. Is that good for you? None of them are going to agree to that.
No.
So I'm saying all of that data and research thing, it's nonsense. It's rubbish. Because if it's been weaponized now and we're dealing with agendas and people who are trying to get research to fit their narratives, then, you know, it's like, I've said, I research up to a certain point, but because I wasn't there, I wasn't around the round table when it came to certain decisions, or I wasn't there when certain things happened, I can't say 100% that's a fact. So all I can do is take the research, take what I see, take what's not said, take what is said, bring it all together and say, oh, okay, here you have it. And ultimately, I will take into account the position that black people are in worldwide and be like, they still got us. It ain't changed. So all of this stuff is just to, I feel like, you know, all of this information is there to confuse us even more.
Even like the narratives, because like when I look at like knife crime research, and it's mad because like, I don't know if you've seen the Idris Elba thing, he did this documentary on knife crime, and like other people were like, oh, have you watched it? And I was like, no, why would I watch it? It's Idris Elba, a black man, talking about knife crime. And then, so he doesn't know what he's being puppeted, but that's reinforcing the narrative. And he doesn't realise that that narrative now is taken as research. This is what's going on, and what communities are they showing? A mixture, mainly black or whatever it is. And then what do? Oh, we need more prisons, you know.
Idris pushed the vaccine. Do you remember that?
Did he push the vaccine?
Idris was pushing the vaccine, bro. He was telling people to get the vaccine with his wife in the background. Listen, I don't want to hear anything like it. Of course, but Idris is paid by the colonizers. That's how he eats. So in his, listen, like, ultimately, I'm saying for us, it's simple, and I think that we've got to learn to kind of cut through all this shit. Do you, as a white man and white woman, want what's best for us? Yes or no? No? Fine. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes?
Thank you for your honesty.
Right. Yes? Okay, so even if that means that we take back all our resources and come to a conscious decision whether we starve you or feed you, do you trust us with that? And ultimately, no matter what they say, they are not going to want us to get back power and say, do you know what? We're going to starve you lot.
I'll give you a good example of that, actually. It's happening right now with Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger, right? And Chad.
Traore.
He is sticking it on the French.
Legend.
Like, he's
Legend.
on the French, like, guys. He's kicked them all out of the country. There's no French embassy, no European embassy.
As he should.
British following.
As he should, get them out.
The French president says they should be thankful because we brought them human rights or something.
See that?
I was like,
see that?
What? I would say like a majority of the information out there from media, and it's all weapons. It's a weaponized thing.
Media, fucking news and stuff. That is propaganda. Is the number one tool used to dominate society. So information, obviously. Information is the number one tool used to dominate society. So I'm like, okay, like for me as a melanated man, when I kind of like scrap all the nonsense, I'm like, I know that you lot don't want what's best for people who look like me. So I could never trust what you're saying regarding help.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like that people will see the information and think that even in the word information, in formation. So it's like we're trying to form a type of characteristic.
We're trying to get you in position
to fit our narrative so we can eat off of your energy.
100%.
Like, what the fuck?
100%.
But like people just see it as like, oh no, it's just information, or it's just data, or da-da-da-da. And you're like, but it's not, because you now conform to this idea of this information. So like as a black man, you start saying, okay, I must fear the police, which means you're gonna conform. When they come, you have the fear, innit? Like you might never encounter the police in a certain way, but because of the fear, which you should. Like you should fear the police.
100%.
What information they've been given.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But what are you going to do about it outside of your interaction with them? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, I find it interesting how, like, people don't really sit to observe the play.
You lot are trying to destroy me. You lot are trying to conquer my mind, body.
They're doing it to everyone.
Soul. This is what you lot have been trying to do since I've been here. You've been trying to conquer the mind. Media is conquering of the mind. So